Welcome to another video. We're glad you could join us. As always, don't forget to subscribe and, of course, hit that thumbs up button. On to the show. I was sitting in my living room just watching my favorite show. It's the weekend, trying to relax, when I heard big booms in the background shaking my living room window. Boom, boom, just big booms. Something was happening. One boom was so loud and it shook the Pepsi right off the table. As it spilt all over the ground, I was like, God damn it. I walked outside and there was these giant planes in the skies. Just huge planes. The planes were looking down at us, scraping the sky as they came down, screaming. You could just hear them coming towards us as they dropped big black bombs. Houses just exploding into fire. It was hell. I watched this, dropping my sandwich, not believing what I was seeing, as the fire engulfed the houses at the end of the block. It was like a demon made of fire. It was smashing the house underneath its feet. As I swear the planes were screaming, dropping bombs, throwing them like footballs at the houses as they exploded. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. And that's when I saw a giant silver plane kind of hovering over my house as the bomb bay doors opened and a giant black bomb drifted through the air, nosediving right towards my house. I ran into the house, tried to get my cat and my sister, as the bomb tore through the timbers and went right into the living room, smashing my 50-inch TV. I saw the bomb just sitting there, and I saw a flash of light, and the next thing I knew, I was flying through the living room window, and I landed in the grass, bleeding, terrified, not knowing what the hell just happened. Of course, the bomb blew up and my house was on fire. And it's raging red and yellow as a big fire demon started stomping on my house. It looked down at me, laughing as I looked into its red eyes. Holy fuck, it wasn't just fire. There was a fire demon in the bomb. This is real life. This shit can't happen. And that's when I saw and heard on the mountaintops flames dancing on the top of the mountain. It was more fire as the houses near the edge of town were all bursting into flames, and these big demons made of fire were stepping on them. I wasn't stoned, but I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening. As I tried to get up, the thing turned around and looked at me, so I just laid on the ground with my eyes closed. I figured it was my only defense. Kind of peeking, it walked away and started stepping on other houses down the street. I didn't know what to think. Laying on my grass in my lawn, looking down the street as the houses at the end of the rows and rows of blocks towards the mountain are on fire. And then that's when I saw them. I heard the creaking of the tracks of the big black tanks. I never seen any tanks like that on CNN. I don't know who's attacking us, and where the hell does walking fire come from? It's like being in a Hobbit movie or something, but it's real life. And then that's when I saw them, the 7-foot guys in black, with red eyes and some with yellow, stepping on people, pulling people apart, laughing and throwing their bodies into the flames, shooting people with these big black rifles. I was starting to shake, and I definitely needed some underwear. And then I just decided to get up and run into the garage. The garage was facing the street, so the big garage door was down, but the little door to get in was right next to it. It was unlocked, so I ran in and hid in front of the Buick, slamming the door behind me. I just waited, shivering. And that's when I heard the tank started to roll by and people screaming as the soldiers were talking in another language, screaming things out loud. And that's when the door wiggled and jiggled. Something was pulling the handle. And then a guy screamed, pulling the handle so hard he actually broke the door off the hinges. Holding the door in the air, he threw it out into the street. Ducking, walking into the garage, he stared at me with his yellow eyes. Laughing, he clenched his teeth together as I saw the blood come from his gums. He had a grayish skin with black veins everywhere. He looked like he was rotted. Backing up towards the toolbox, I didn't have anywhere to go as he cocked his gun and shot me in the arm. I fell flat on my back, screaming in pain, grabbing my shoulder, seeing the big black bullet hole. It didn't leak blood though. Just holding it, just screaming in pain. And that's when a giant spider pulled itself out of the hole and ran across my body as more little spiders started to come out of the hole. Screaming, I didn't know what to do. I stood up, and that's when he smacked me with the butt of his rifle, knocking me out, dragging me out of the garage. He laid me on the lawn next to a few other people from the neighborhood. They just started laughing as they shot people in the head left and right. And this one guy was really mad. He picked up this little girl by the waist, twisted her and broke her in half, and threw both pieces through my living room window as it was on fire. That was it. She went through the window and she was gone. Waking up, screaming, my skin was starting to turn gray. I didn't know what to do, and I stood up, got to my feet, and screamed and spit and puked black blood all over the place. Looking up at the 7-foot tall person dressed in black, I saw the swastika on his arm. He was in a secret SS unit. He threw a jacket at me and told me to put it on. I could understand him now. My skin was black. I had the same veins going through my arms like him. My fingernails were black. I felt like shit, but I put the jacket on. And that was it. He told me I was part of the secret SS, and he said I am to obey whether I am living or dead.